Okay, so welcome back. This is have to be part two. I've just realised that my laptop shuts down after 5 minutes without anything being done to it, so apologies for that. We were just finishing with this idea of perhaps the physical obsession that this relationship has as it starts, and that would give us two potential appeal paragraphs in this section. All I'll say is, in terms of this homework task, you should be able to recall a goal quotation, but it might be that we talked in my class about a semantic field. Often gets you out of trouble. If you can't spot anything else, look for a selection of words that are all in the same theme, all in the same area, and you might be able to sort of analyse the impact that has. And in this case, very quickly, we might look at the word bright. We could look at lamp and daylight and brightness. I think brightness is later on down here, bright angels, so we can see those. Very, very quickly we get this idea of light, and of course the whole extract opens up with what light through yonder window breaks Juliet is the sun. So we could easily talk about this idea that Romeo is drawn to the light, almost like a moth to the flame, and that angelic heavenly quality that she has. So that should take care of the extract, and for your homework you're going to write up at least one of those peels. So your next job is to go back to your cue cards. If you've done your cue cards, obviously in the exam you'll be going into your memory, and you'll be asking yourself, right, I need to find two other goal quotations that link to this theme of obsession. There's lots of options here. There's no right answer. Over time you'll know which your goal quotations are that you like. So I'm just going to come up with what I think works well at this point. Obviously, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. The idea of the fatalism at work there, the idea that if you do ultimately commit suicide, it's kind of the greatest sacrifice that they make for each other. Nothing else comes first. Very similarly, and you'd be making sort of similar points, I think, the idea of happy dagger, there rust and let me die. Juliet is obsessed with Romeo. Nothing will come ahead of him, and ultimately that is who she joins. So I think there's at least one or two quotations in there that will further your idea of their obsession with each other, and particularly if you go to the end, how that grows, how that becomes something that is all-consuming. We talked about those words at the start. Nothing else interrupts. You're passionate. You're committed. Personally as well, though, I would go to one other area of obsession in the play. In this case, I'd be looking at a plague on both your houses, because we can analyse that for the metaphor that creates. But the key thing, of course, is that the overall thing is the Montagues and the Capulets. The obsession that people have with the loyalty to those families is very important, and very sort of similar to that, if you prefer to talk about it, similarly, heaven finds means to kill thy joys with love. The first one, plague on both your houses, is Mercutio. He realises that this obsession has probably cost him his life. At the end, the prince makes it very clear to Montague and Capulet that their obsession with each other, with the feud, has ultimately meant that they've sacrificed two of their children. So it's your job to learn the goal quotations and to develop that. So I'm not going to focus on how you go and write a peel. You've got the annotations, you know where to head off, and obviously over there on the page you're now going to pick one peel from the extract, one peel from a goal quotation, and try and direct your analysis towards the idea of obsession.